Are you thinking about moving to an apartment out in town? Southern California living can be costly, but if you do the research and the planning on the front end, you can enjoy your tour here without exhausting your limited resources. Here are some rules to remember for finding the right place to live in the Camp Pendleton area.
Look at this apartment I found.
Can we afford it?
Well, it's less than my BH, so yeah, we can.
Now hold on a minute, let's think about this. There are many other hidden costs to renting an apartment in addition to your monthly rent. So let's talk to a real estate agent and see what else you'll pay when you rent an apartment out in town.
When you sign the lease, you're going to be required to pay the first month's rent, the last month's rent, a security deposit, non-refundable application fee for a credit check, a key deposit, and a pet deposit if you have a pet, and a parking permit fee. Rent is usually due by the first of every month. You also need to take into account that your gas, electricity, and water, and if you want a phone, internet, and cable, that's all separate.
Marines should also account for the cost of commuting, which can cost a few $100s per month, depending on the distance and the fuel efficiency of your vehicle.
To see what you can afford, start with your Leave-In Earnings Statement, or LES, to calculate your income. Look at the total amount you actually receive each month by combining the amounts received on the 1st and the 15th. That's your net income. And multiply that amount by 0.30 to get a general idea of how much you can afford.
Make sure you have a budget and that the numbers fit in your budget before signing a lease agreement. A lease is a legally binding contract, and signing a lease you cannot afford could cause financial hardship for your family and affect your credit worthiness many years into the future. Always consider applying for base housing. Lincoln Military Housing is a contractor that runs several housing communities for Marine families aboard Camp Pendleton, and sometimes units are ready for move-in at a short notice. Once you've reviewed the lease and the landlord has accepted your application, it's time to sign the lease and move in. When you accept the keys, you must inspect the property and note any pre-existing damages on the move-in sheet. You should also take photos of the property so that you have a record of the condition of the property, including the carpet, the walls, and the exterior landscaping. Keep a journal for your apartment, noting when you pay rent and when you have conversations with your landlord. This will protect you if your landlord overcharges your security deposit. When your lease term expires or it's time for you to PCS or deploy, it's important that you terminate your lease correctly. You should give notice in writing at least 30 days before you plan to move out. If you are terminating early under the Service Members Civil Relief Act, include a copy of your orders or a letter from your command with your termination notice. If you need assistance writing the letter to terminate, come to the Joint Legal Assistance Office. Remember, the SCRA will not allow you to terminate early if a roommate deploys or PCSs. Before you turn in your keys, take photographs like you did when you moved in. This will help if you have to resolve a dispute in small claims court. The Joint Legal Assistance Office at Camp Pendleton is here for Marines, sailors, and their families. For more information about meeting with an attorney, call the front desk at 760-725-6558.